And I'm live. Let's see if I can find myself. On my page. Welcome if anybody is in here. I am just calling up here we go, calling up my live stream. I can see myself. Yay. Hi, Princeton. Hi, ST. How is everyone doing today? Let me know. I'm trying to get situated here. There we go. Welcome. I'm going to just introduce myself. I am Joanne, if you don't know who I am. Iron Dog, retired and prepping. Welcome. Howdy, the bee lady is in the house. Awesome. Glad to see everyone's here today. And Ashley is in the chat as the crown for the channel. So I do have a top mod here today. Good to see everyone this Saturday morning. I am surrendered by all these. You are surrounded. Do you mean surrender? You mean surrounded, right? He retracted the message. Looking for the link. Well, he should have notifications turned on or tell him just to come right to the page. It should show up. There he is. Hi, Pickerick. He's surrounded. Yes. You know what I got to do? I have to shut my door. So hold on just a second. Did you miss me? I love watching myself on delay. Wow, I just watched myself leave and then come back. Okay, so a couple of questions for you guys before we get rolling. And I probably should take some notes. What is it like today? I want to be talking about Picmonkey, which happens to be a online image editing software that you can use. And there's lots of different reasons or ways that you could actually use Picmonkey. For those who are in the chat right now, I think the majority of you are content creators on YouTube or small business owners. So what I want to know from you guys is, what do you struggle with the most when it comes to image editing, or do you not even use image editing at all? Let me know. And if you're wondering why you should use it, the main thing, especially for content creators on YouTube, would be for your thumbnails. You should actually be doing edited thumbnails for your channel. And if you don't understand why, let me know in the comments or in the chat, and I will explain why. Let's see. It's P-I-C, monkey. Hi, Hazel. Welcome to the stream. B Apiary is a rather large small business. Good to know. So we do have some small business owners here. Hi, Sandra. Okay, so when somebody is on YouTube, let's just be honest right now. When somebody is on YouTube, and they're doing a search for a video to watch. Like, let's say they're either just on their own page and they're looking at recommended videos, or say they're actually searching a particular topic. What normally stands out to you as a viewer, and you probably don't even realize this, is the cover of the book, right? You are attracted by the cover of the book. You are attracted to click on a video by a first impression. And you only get one first impression when it comes to whether somebody is going to decide to click and watch your video or not. So that is where the thumbnail comes in. So there's lots of different things that you can do to enhance your thumbnails. And today I'm going to show you a couple of examples of how you can actually use this Picmonkey software to kick your thumbnail up an inch or two. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Tara is going to be here listening. Let's see. Yes, if anybody has any questions, just make sure you at the Be Socially Awesome and we will address it. You don't know, I don't know how many YouTubers whose channel is part of a small business or is a small business. Well, you know what, B Lady, though, the thing is that you are correct, but there are lots of people who have YouTube channels and that also have, say, Etsy stores. If they're a crafter, I know a lot of planner ladies who have developed their own planner inserts and actually run an online business based upon selling their planner inserts. I know a lot of people that do eBay and actually use their YouTube channel to build a community, and that community tends to follow the eBay store, and that helps with sales. So in general, as a small business, as the B Lady, you want to build your community so that they will become aware of what your small business is. Oh, and Duders is here. You can jump up yourself, can't you? Let's see. ST says, how do I block out faces and curse words on your video? Okay, that could be, I'm going to write that down, ST, for a future video, because today we're going to be talking more about image editing versus video editing. So depending on the kind of editing software you use will determine how you actually blur out those faces or those curse words. Yes, you have an empty Etsy store and a website that's not used and a ton of stuff hubby is getting me on. Yeah. So, and when it comes to building your community, whether it's part of YouTube or just part of building the branding of your business, you really need to tap into social and social media to help spread the word using Instagram, using Twitter, using Facebook to actually draw attention to your brand. Is Picmonkey free? They've kind of tweaked high-end. They've kind of tweaked slightly how they work Picmonkey. Basically, you sign up for a free trial of one of their plans. They have a premium and then a super duper premium. And all you have to do is cancel. You put in your credit card information, you just cancel it before it actually charges you, and you still will have access to all of the free tools that is inside of Picmonkey. So basically, it is free. Let's see what we have here. Hazel, I would be glad to be lady. I will show all my work you've done. Yes. It's definitely worth it. I actually personally pay for my subscription to Picmonkey, but that's because I use it so much for my own social media, my own YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, and for my clients' social media images and stuff that we create. So, is there any other questions before we get rolling? I want to actually do like a screen share so I can show you guys some things, some little tricks that I like to do inside of Picmonkey. And again, reminder, if you guys have any questions, just tag the Be Socially Awesome in the chat, and I will make sure to address it. Does anybody currently upload thumbnails to their videos? I would love to know that, first of all. So can you type a 1 or yes, I do, or something like that in the chat if you actually currently create thumbnails for your channels? I took 6 years of photography, digitally. I wish I would have completed my degree so that this way my fulfilling. Yes. Okay, Sandra does do thumbnails. I am using the Google Hangouts option for live, and I should be able to share my screen using the Google Hangouts option. If B Lady does a thumbnail, Hazel does a thumbnail, awesome. Thumbnails really do kick your channel up a notch. They really do. Pick or Rick uses a thumbnail. Do you use a thumbnail after all your lives, Rick? Do you? Or do you use the same thumbnail? I want to pop out my chat and check this out. I want to check that. I'm checking that out right now. I'm checking out those who say that you use thumbnails on lives now. So you should. You totally should. Yeah, you totally should. I'm just looking at your channel. You totally should. I would totally do up a thumbnail, and you could actually create one thumbnail for your lives, not necessarily doing a screenshot from the thing, but you could actually create a branded thumbnail for your lives so that your lives will pop out of everyone's recommendeds when they're there. Yeah, we can get into that a little bit more, but I'm just looking. Okay, who else said they used? Who else said? Hazel said she uses. Let's see. Filmora. Okay, let's see. So Hazel, it looks like you have looks like you edit some thumbnails, some you just have maybe a screenshot from the video with no text on it, etc. But I like your thumbnails. Let's see. What else do we got here? Let me look at the chat. Let's see. Can you also give the scoop on cards? I can maybe, if we have time later on today, I can talk about cards. Otherwise, I might save that for another live, because there are like 5 or 6 different things that you should make sure you have on every single one of your videos when they go live. And if you have all of them in place, and one of them is a card included, YouTube tends to share your video to more people when you have those things. One of them is a high def thumbnail. One of them is making sure you have a card. One of them is making sure you have a pinned comment. There's a couple more things too. So I might do a totally separate live video going through all of those settings to make sure you have all those settings in place before your video is live, so that it'll boost your videos a little bit more. Yeah. Hazel says, I use free apps to edit my videos like KindMaster and spend $4 more. Yep. No problem. Thanks for the info. And tags. Still can't find them. You can't find tags. Tags are easy. Tags should be right at the bottom of every video that you upload. You should have everything tagged. That would be great. Okay, Sandra. Awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and get right into, let's see. There. Present to everyone. Hopefully you guys can see the chat. I'm going to move the chat over here. Okay. Hopefully you can see. Can you comment on one if you can see my Picmonkey screen? Hi, Grizz. Hi, Lee. We're getting ready to show. I'm doing a little bit of show off on Picmonkey today. Okay, good. Thank you for the info. Okay, so here we go. So this is Picmonkey. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to kind of walk you through the basics of Picmonkey, really, and why you go about going into different parts of it. Okay, so you have 4 options up here at the top. You have an edit function. You have a touch-up function, which is if you just want to touch up an image. You have a design function, which allows you to design a specific size image. And then you also can make a collage if you want, which I don't really use this much. So for what I'm going to show you today, I'm going to show you how to do a combination of a transparent background, which is kind of a little bit of a more complex editing thing, but it's so easy to do. And I think once you see how to do it, it could inspire you to really kick up a notch when it comes to your thumbnails. So we are going to click design is going to be the first thing. And we are going to come to this basic square right from the get-go. Okay. The first thing I always do is I always click this box to make your canvas transparent. And you'll see what it did when I clicked this box is this became all checkered. The checkered background is like the universal symbol for clear or transparent. Okay. So we are going to click that box and we are going to hit apply. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to crop this. I am actually going to crop this into a YouTube thumbnail size, and I think it's 1280 by 720. Ashley, can you double check that and put that? It's been a while since I've actually done a thumbnail in Picmonkey. Yep. Thank you. I was right. See, I haven't done it in forever, and I still remember how to do it. Okay. Yeah. You must have this size for it to fit the best inside of YouTube thumbnails. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to bring in an image. Okay. I'm actually going to bring in an image of myself that I am then going to erase some of the background. And how you bring in what is called an overlay in Picmonkey, which happens to be this little butterfly. If you hover or hover over each of these things, it tells you what they do. So this does effects, this does touch-ups, this does text, this does overlays. So we're going to click on overlay, and it gives you some of your basic ones that you can actually use that Picmonkey gives you. But we're going to choose add your own, because actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload one of my own pictures. So I'm going to click add your own, and I'm going to click on my computer, and I'm going to click to the desktop, and I'm going to grab this image that I have right here. Okay, so this happens to be an image that I took of myself way back when I had my purple hair, and I'm just making it as large as I can. Okay, so now what I want to do is this. I want to actually get rid of this background, because I want to potentially be able to put just the picture of myself. I want to be able to maybe put that on a brighter background. I maybe want to put it on a different, I I might want to use it for different things. And having this plain grayish, it's supposed to be white, but having this plain grayish white background isn't very becoming of the picture. Grizz, it's actually free, or it's like, I think the lowest one is like $5.99 a month, something like that. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just click on the image, and you'll see that this little overlay shows up. Okay. We're going to click on over here where it has basic options, and then we have erase. Okay. We are literally going to click erase. And then I like to make my eraser size really big to start. And I like to decrease the harshness of the eraser. And you're literally just going to go like this. And you're just going to, like, big strokes. You're going to get rid of as much of the background that you want to get rid of. See how it just disappears, and see how the checkerboard just shows up. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I want to clear it up. I'm actually going to decrease the eraser size, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. And we're going to continue. We're going to continue to erase. And I am literally just going to kind of whip through this as quick as possible for you guys. So forgive me if it's not like to perfection, but you can see how fast you really can change this. Let's see. We got some up here we got to get rid of. Is there any other questions that I'm missing? If you guys have any questions while I'm doing this, just make sure you pop it in the chat. Welcome, everyone. We're just showing a little bit of tricks inside of Picmonkey. And let's see, we're going to go over here. I'm literally just scanning around the image. And you can actually zoom in and get it as close as you want to the image. Okay. Now, let's see. I think there's, whoa, see how we zoomed in? Let's see how I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. I do not like seeing me super zoomed in, I gotta tell you. Yes, if you have any questions, just at. Let's see. Almost done, guys. There. I think that's going to be pretty good for now. I might take, normally I might take a little bit more time to make this perfect. If you want to see how accurate you are, is if you got rid of everything, one of the things you can do is you can go back up and you can click on the canvas color and see if it's see how it kind of shows where you might have missed. And then you can just go back to the eraser and you can actually erase some more. Erase the big spots that you might have really missed. Okay. That's going to be good enough. So here's what's cool about it. So even if I didn't want to do anything else, and I just wanted to put myself on a white background, do you see how nice and crisp that looks compared to the image that was there before? And then if you wanted to add text to it, you could literally just click on this text over here. And my favorite is, where's my favorite? Oh. I do not believe there is a watermark. I have never seen a watermark. It's Babus. Where's Babus? Let me just see. Oh, I don't see Babus on here. Oh, you know why? Because I had to restore this computer to factory settings. So I'm just going to use, say, this one. And I'm going to click Add Text. So you could actually do make this as big as possible. You always want to make your letters really, really big when you're doing your thumbnails, because you have to remember that people are going to be looking at your stuff really quick. So you want to make sure you actually make it as large as possible. And then let's say, for example, I wanted to actually put the image of Picmonkey here, right? I wanted to actually upload the Picmonkey image. So I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm just going to search Picmonkey PNG, because that's what you usually search for. And I'm going to click on images. And let's just see if we can see if one of these is transparent. And you want to, when you're looking for one of these logos, you want to look for something that has that checkered background. I could use that one, but that one's, let's try transparent. Picmonkey transparent. Okay, this one's transparent. So I'm going to do a right click, open in a new window. I know I'm going through this part really fast. Save the image. I'm going to save it on my desktop. Okay, so I basically just found the image, saved it on my desktop. I'm going to click back over to the overlay section. I'm going to add my own from my computer. I'm going to find where the Picmonkey image is, and we're going to add the Picmonkey monkey right there. We can maybe turn him on the side a little bit and get him to fit in there. So that's just a quick way that I could actually just save this and upload this, and this would be a thumbnail, right? This could be like a basic thumbnail for a YouTube video. But let's say I wanted to be able to save my image for the future. Let me go back and delete this stuff. I'm going to go back and actually change the canvas color to transparent. Okay. And now I'm going to save. Oh, that's going to save it. Let me export it. We're going to export. I'll just put me. It's going to export it in 1280 by 720. That's fine. We're going to export it to my computer, and it's going to save it on my desktop. Okay. So now let's say we want to start fresh, right? So I'm going to go back to Picmonkey at the very start. We're going to go back to just picmonkey.com. And let's say we're going to design a different thumbnail. Let's say like 4 days later, you decided you wanted to do something fun. Let's come up with something fun to do. So we're going to do a transparent canvas. We're going to crop it to YouTube settings because we're going to talk about a YouTube video. Or we could actually do this. Let's say we wanted to do an Instagram post. You could do it like 800 by 800, and you can make an Instagram square. Okay. I'm just using YouTube thumbnail size just as our example today. Now, let's say we wanted to be funky with some coloring. Okay. You can use all these different things when it comes to the different canvas colors. Okay. You have exposure, rotation, you have all this kind of fun stuff. Let's say we want to find a gradient that we want to use for a background. So let's just search for gradient. And this is how I find a ton of stuff. So look at all these cool gradients, guys. I always like tie-dyes and stuff. Let's take a look at this one. I love this one. I'm actually going to do a right click, save the image. You can do all this stuff for free. You have to sign up for it and I think leave a credit card, but you don't ever have to pay it. You just cancel it before it actually is offered. Now I'm going to go to my overlays again, and I'm going to bring in this gradient as an overlay. How cool is that? I'm just going to bring this in as an overlay. And then if I wanted to, I could actually add my clear PNG, and I can put myself on this background. Now, yes, you can see the little bit of the ghosting, but if I was to do this, you know, if I was to take the time to actually do this, you really wouldn't see any of that ghosting. You can even take this background image and you can fade it a little bit and make it a little bit lighter. And you can even put something behind that. Yes, this is staying up. She can pause it. Yeah, I'm not going to pause for Grizz. No, I'm not going to pause for Grizz. Yeah, so you can see that you can actually be able to pop yourself with this transparent image on any background whatsoever. It's so cool. I just love to be able to do this. Really, really just kicks your thumbnails up a notch. Does anybody have any questions about this, about how to do this? Or anything else they want to see while they're inside of Picmonkey? I'm going to focus on some other areas too in future lives, but in this live, I really just wanted to introduce you guys to Picmonkey and show you guys how to do this background. Yeah. Yes, I use it quite a bit, along with a couple of other tools, but this is one of the ones that I love to create. Here, like, okay, so here's a good example. Here's a good example of what you can do. Let's say you don't really have a logo, but you kind of have an idea of what you want to do for a text, you know, for your channel. Like, let's say you wanted to make some channel art or whatever. All right, let's see if we can find something funky. Okay, let's do something like this brush tip. Okay, let's add text. So we could do something like, let's do Grizz. Okay, you could do something like this. Watch. I'll just make it really big. But let's see. You could do something like this. Let's see if we can make it even bigger. I think it might be a little bit too big. I think I might be getting too cocky here. There we go. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Okay, so like here's something for Grizz. Let's see if we can make it. If he just wanted it black, he could change it to a different color. He could change it to purple. He could change it to blue. He could change it to, you know, any color that he want, any color that he would want. Let's just, for simplicity, we'll just keep it as black. Then you could go to crop. Hang on a second. Let's crop this just to grab. See, what I'm doing is I'm actually making like a transparent logo that he could like throw on anything maybe that you want to share on Instagram. You can just kind of, you know, we can just export this. Export it to the computer. Boom. Now, let's say Grizz wants to brand something for his channel. We're going to go back to Picmonkey. Let's say he wanted to do an Instagram post. Because I know Grizz is probably Grizz is not on Instagram. I could be wrong. Okay, so let's just do, I always do transparent. Let's crop at 800 by 800. Okay, and let's upload. Let's find a picture of a dog. Let's say this was Grizz's dog. Let's save the, oh, that's a cute dog, by the way. Okay, we're going to click on this overlay, and we're going to bring in two overlays. The first overlay is going to be the dog. Aw, isn't he cute? Look how cute he is. That's a cutie patootie dog. And then we're going to add Grizz's channel name. See, and you can just make it as large and small as you want. Boom. There he goes. That's something that he could brand. You could do a website. So the Bee Lady, if you have a website, you could type something like this in, make it transparent so that you can brand your stuff. Boom. Just really simple stuff like that that you can kind of be creative with Picmonkey. And then, of course, then you can export it when it's all done. And once it is done, you can actually, since I'm doing this all on the computer, you can actually send it or email the photo to yourself so that you can upload it to your social media, and then you're good to go. I know, isn't that cute? Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. There we go. I'm back. I got to get my chat back up. There we go. So I know that was the idea for this live, really, is to just kind of get you guys to become a little bit more inspired when it comes to, you know, creating your thumbnails or creating your social media images. Anybody have any questions right now? Let me know. Make sure you thumbs up the video, guys. And if it was helpful to you, if you could maybe share it with a friend or let one of your other friends know that there's a video up that shows Picmonkey or whatever, I would appreciate the sharing of the video. No excuses, Grizz. Rework on that logo. And there also is an app for it too. Well, today we're just talking Picmonkey, so that's the one we're talking about today. But there's a lot of them. Picmonkey also has a phone app. I just want to point that out. And let's see. Let's see. You can actually edit images and go through and do all that stuff with that. Yeah. So just, you know, have at it and make sure that you guys have fun with with all of your editing needs. If there's any other questions, I am going to head off here today because I need to take care of a few things this afternoon. So let me know. I don't think there's any more questions. Yes, I will definitely save it for you guys. All right, listen, you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you so much for coming in, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.